saw there was a great headline in the paper today, a story, and I'll keep the duct tape there, that says CU-CSU series likely to end with 2020 game.
Yeah.
So can I bring up a question to the two of you?
Yeah.
One, is it important for it to continue? And B, should it continue in Denver?
Right.
All right, before we answer that, let's go to the Rick George quote, okay? Rick
Yeah.
George, the athletic director at CU. All right?
bringing it,
Here's
huh?
a quote from Rick. After the current contract, playing the game in Denver is dead, and I'm not sure where our series with CSU goes after that either. Today, we would not extend our agreement past 2020. So he doesn't want to play the game in Denver at Sports Authority Field.
He don't want to play the game in his backyard.
Well, he's actually trying to get the game changed to the on-campus sites
They make
through
more
the
money
extent
that
of the contract, and then he's saying it might go away altogether after this contract
They
is
make more
over.
money if the game is on campus. They feel he gets emails and tweets and messages from his fans, and they say we don't like going to Denver for that game.
Yeah.
And obviously there are people here in Denver that go to the game and don't go to games in Boulder. But according to Rick George, the fan base doesn't want a game in Denver, and then he doesn't want a game out of Boulder because they lose money.
I don't like it in Denver. There are far too many empty seats. If this is Ohio State, Michigan, you can fill 76,000 seats. It's not. So there are 20, 30,000 empty seats in that stadium every time they play.
Right.
And to me, that's embarrassing. But what I have always said about this game, it's really a no-win situation.
For who?
For CU.
Right.
For two reasons. Number one, you're supposed to beat CSU.
Right, so
You're in
when
a
you
bigger
don't-
conference. You got a bigger budget.
Oh, how'd that work
All right?
out for you?
You're supposed to beat CSU. When you don't, you look really bad. And number two, when you do lose to CSU, I mean, you look really bad. Even if they win,
Well,
they
even if-
can't win. And
Right.
when they lose, obviously they
Because
can't
like
win.
you're saying, if they win, they still, okay, we're supposed to win this game.
Right.
And we couldn't have it at home, so only X amount of our fans, because they had the numbers in the paper today in the Tom Kensler piece, 25, 30,000 CU fans go to that game. They get more when they play in Boulder.
And they get displaced from their season tickets up at Folsom Field, and they get allegedly worse seats at Sports Authority Field.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. There, as someone who fought for this game to be in Denver and to be played, it wasn't played for years and years.
Right.
As someone as a columnist who wrote about it year after year after year,
Yeah.
I have a lot of feelings, and I won't take up, the whole time here. I guess I could.
Go for it.
I think
It's your show.
I wanted it to be like Ohio State, Michigan, Tennessee, Alabama, even
USC, UCLA. Yeah, sure.
I wanted it to be like that.
One of the
We
teams
all-
is
we all
out in the
do,
West
Wood.
Conference, though.
In my mind, they still should play every year from now on. It's the two
I agree with
schools.
you on that.
And you have to remember, we could actually make this. We can make this happen because where do they get their state schools? Right, their funding is provided. Their budget is set right across the street from where our man cave is at the state capitol. The legislators can legislate,
Yeah.
which has happened in other places. They can force them to play. So Rick George, the former Texas Rangers guy, president, can talk all he wants to, but you keep talking like that, I'm gonna walk across the street and start this deal again. You got to play every year, and you know why CU wouldn't want to play them? Because they lose. They lose. Well, then get a better team.
I think that's the easy way
That's
to
the
say it, though. I mean, they don't
I'm
lose
not
all
finished.
the time.
I'm not finished. You open this door, can of worms, can of
Can of
Pandora's
soda.
dog food,
Beer.
whatever. You opened something here. You tore my heart out. So a guy that worked for 20 years to get them to play all the time, forgive me, but I'm not changing my opinion. They should
Right.
play every year. Well, CSU's getting a new stadium. I am fine if they want to play it. You say, well, they're empty seats. You know why they're empty seats?
Because the programs suck. At
That's
least,
part
well,
of it.
CSU's
No,
didn't this past year.
I'm
but-
going to tell you, because I have a relative involved in this from peripherally, and the Colorado Sports Commission took this on every year. I've talked to enough people on both sides. It was the worst job of promotion in the history of the world. Colorado Sports Commission is the one that brings, when the Final Four comes.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of guys that, can go into a room and have hard liquor. And they wear blazers, like those, guys from
ball games?
people, yeah.
Like color
they're
of
like
Lass's shirt?
they don't work at it, so it's been turned over to, but it's been turned over to visitdenver.com and Truth in Advertising. My daughter's involved there. And she and I talked about it at length, and I said, somebody should bring me in. Let me give you an example. It's the state's biggest game. All right, you're not going to fill up that stadium. They still draw more than they can at either school. Remember that. The crowd, when you say, well, it doesn't fill up the stadium, no, it doesn't, but it's 63,000.
Yeah.
Neither school holds that many. Neither school draws close to that many for most of their games. So before you start saying, well, it doesn't draw that many, okay, but it draws more. Okay, they say, well, we have to pay rent down there. We don't have to do it at home. Well, if you drew more, you wouldn't have. It would make up for it. Here's what I've said over and over again: invite every band and every student and every high school football team to come to the game and charge them $3. Fill up the place. If you had create an atmosphere, if you had 150 bands from around the state that are in that would go to high schools and have the high schools make money. You guys are not old. Remember this. We had to sell candy bars, world's famous candy when I was in school. $5 or $3, whatever, $1.50. And I know I made money off it because I bought like 15 of them myself. And it was the world's greatest because it was about this thick. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
And they put your school name on it.
Okay.
You'd sell them, and part of proceeds would go to the school's athletic fund or whatever it might be, band program. Well, hell, give every school
Chocolate bars.
150 tickets and say, sell them for $5. That will help your athletic program or your science program or whatever it is. And they'd fill up the place. I get so passionate about this. You can fill up the place. You can go to the military and say, we want to give you tickets for $3. You can go to kids around this city that are 8 years old and say to minority kids, we're going to give you 1,000 tickets. You can go over those centers that are not far from here where Chauncey Billups grew up playing basketball.
Hiawatha Davis. Yeah.
I don't get that. Okay, you're gonna buy. CU's going to buy 30,000 tickets, 25, let's say. Colorado State in alumni. I'm speaking to you. I am so tired of your ass. Oh, we don't get the publicity the CU does. Well, you don't buy. You don't have to go to Fort. Oh, they're all in Denver. Oh, well.
Is that what they say?
They buy 17,000 tickets because that's, until they start winning big at the end of the year, then they started selling out the place up there, which is 30,000, and half of those are students. CSU has to do a better job of promoting it. CU has to do a better job of promoting it. You know what they both do? They complain to me. They complain, oh, we don't want to play them and stuff like that. Turn it into something. You know what they do? They have Colorado Sports Commission would have one little event during the week. I mean, bring in the coaches, bring in alumni.
Do a big banquet in Denver, maybe?
To give an award to the best high school, the all-state team, and have a big event, and have the coaches and the star players and the alumni. You bring in the former. Why not salute the Broncos in the playoff game? Saluted the Orange Crush. Why doesn't CU down here salute one of their greatest teams and have an event down here? Why don't they have parades on the mall all week? Let's turn it into something other than we don't want to play there. We want to stop it after 2:20.
Right.
Well, Rick George, you do that. How's that fundraising thing going, by the way? Both of you.
This is great stuff, Woody.
I grew up in the South. Georgia playing everybody had a bunch of rivalries. But South Carolina plays Clemson. Florida State plays Florida.
You know what the problem
Miami
might be?
plays Florida.
Wood, you know what the problem might be? You come from the South where college football and high school football are king.
Right.
And they're not king here.
But they're king.
They're barely queen.
Do you think,
all right?
Do you think
Possibly
Utah and
Princeton.
BYU isn't a big event in Utah?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, it is. Right. And they're the same distance away.
We have an
school
NFL
here.
Hold on. Yeah, we have an NFL. This is a pro town, Wood. This is a pro town, all right? This is not a good college town
no,
when it comes
I
to
hear that all
basketball,
the
when it
time.
comes to football, when it comes baseball. We don't even have baseball programs in this state.
That is bull. If there are 2.5 million people in this area, from Boulder to Fort Collins, there's probably 3 million people.
Okay.
Really? You want to tell me that those people didn't go to college, that they don't have a feeling about college football, that you can create an atmosphere that really does make it exciting?
Can you create that atmosphere, or
They
does it
got to
have to
play.
be,
They got to
or
play
does it
every
have to
year.
be organic?
And if he tries, if Rick George tries to stop this, I will be on the front steps with 5 of my friends. That's about all I got. On the front steps, and we will go to the governor of Colorado and the state legislators, and we will get a bill put in there that they have to play each other every year for an eternity. Now, in regard to playing here, I can understand it, but he can't say if the series goes on, he can play it in Boulder. Colorado State could choose to play here until, and when they get their new stadium, they can go play it there, but they would play it here if it was worth a lot of money to them.
I'm with you. I think they should.
finished.
I think they should play every year, despite the fact I think it's a no-win proposition for CU. I do believe they should play
Why is
every
it
year.
a no-win proposition for CU?
I told
they
you why.
aren't any good. If they beat CSU, maybe.
No, you're taking me literally. If they win, they're supposed to. If they lose,
No.
they lost to their little sister.
That is
It's a no-win
right.
situation.
That's not right, though. The reality is, if you lost to CSU last year, you lost to a damn good football team.
No, I get it, but that's not always the
I don't
case.
want to hear that crap about,
here's
CU's
the-
expected
but here's
to win.
the other thing.
When are they expected to win any game?
Col-
They're not expected to win any games.
College.
got an
Well, here's the
idea.
other thing. College football fans
Yeah.
like a college football atmosphere. You get that somewhat when you're in Boulder, and you get that somewhat when you're up at CSU. You don't get that at Sports Authority Field. It just doesn't have the same atmosphere. Now, you think you can create the atmosphere by handing out these tickets, bringing in the bands, cheerleaders, whatever. I don't know that that's the case in Denver. I don't know that Denver cares all that much about college
with
football.
75,000 people anywhere,